and we're approaching the new golden age. Like the new Earth is on the horizon. It's dawning right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Awakening to Ascension, our new podcast that we will be hosting every day around the same time. It'll be noon if around noon if you're in the United States, a little bit later if you're in other parts of the country or the world. My name is Alex Nelson. I am your host. I'm here with Janae, Marlene, and Melissa. And we're just going to give you some brief information about who we are and what we're doing here. So, I'm the founder of Ascend Pathway. It is an online community that helps souls with awakening because it is difficult. Awakening is not easy. It was the most difficult thing that I've experienced in my life. And once you've awakened, knowing how to navigate the world and live with the changes that are happening. And then we also assist with finding our way towards ascension. Janae, would you like to say a little bit about yourself?
So, my name is Janae, and I am the founder of SoulSpark 1111 and the co-founder of Awaken Wave. And just like Alex has mentioned about how intense the awakening journey can be, and not always very well guided. It can be slightly confusing because there is so much information out there for you, and it can lead you down so many different paths and rabbit holes. So, what I offer in Soul Spark 1111 is daily sparks, where I offer and share links of various creators and what they are doing. So, there are yoga practices, meditations, pranayama, breathwork, there are activations, meditations, and it's for you to maintain a high frequency throughout the day. And with the Awaken Wave that we are also launching, it is a journal that we have created where we incorporate the lunar cycle of 13 months with the Gregorian calendar so that we can align as humanity and we can raise the frequency not just of our race, but of Mother Gaia and incorporate all of the elements. And we just really truly want to work with humanity to see how we can shift and work together in the new earth.
Very nice. I love that. Yes. Anyone else want to say anything about themselves?
Well, hi, I'm Melissa, and I am a soul contract practitioner. So, my big thing is reading your frequencies and your vibration that's in your soul signature. What it does, it replaces your limited beliefs with what your actual challenges are. And our challenges are actually our biggest gifts. And when we actually find out what our biggest gifts are, we're actually able to transmute any challenges, patterns, or cycles that we repeat through our life. And a lot of times we don't really face any of our limited beliefs until we become, the age range of 35 to 42 is really one of the biggest cycles that really takes an impact on us personally, which we like to say here as a midlife crisis. Usually we're choosing a different path on what our career is, what we're doing in life, big answers like, why am I here? I'm able to kind of walk you through that with your own contract and find out what your signature of your soul is. And that actually is a big impact on, especially on your awakening. There's so much in it in the sense of just coming from that random circumstances that we think we're just here to do is put in the time in the clock and enjoy, things that actually come into our passions. And I think really what our passion here is to come into our authentic self and really to live that lifestyle of what our free will really is and really have that connection with our creator and truly believe I have my soul signature. And I have to say my life went to, coming from waking up like Groundhog's Day to actually living my day into what my passion is and just really opening that channel. And it's just such a gift. So I hope I can help others.
You. Thank you. I love that.
Mhm.
Marlene?
Hi everyone. I'm Marlene. I birthed Wild Woman Retreats a number of years ago, and I'm the co-founder of Awaken Wave with Shanae. So for me, the path is a very lonely path in terms of ascension and awakening. There is so many things that get chucked at us on a daily basis. And it becomes a thing of discernment, and it becomes a thing of having to find and mm, hold the compass bearings onto what is really true for you in the process. So what I do is I work with people in aligning to their true self as well, when they don't actually know, who am I? So the question of who am I, and finding out who you are and stepping into the different places and spaces in which you can live and choose to co-create with other people is a very important part of what I do. Um, it's an exciting journey, but one that takes a lot of navigation. And I think that the co-creation of it is with people such as yourselves, to learn and experience and talk about what we're all going through as well.
Thank you. I'm actually really glad that you brought up the loneliness part of this journey. That's one of the reasons that I put all this together. After I was going through my dark night of the soul into my awakening, it was lonely. I was so lonely. Like I hardly had any friends. My family thought I was crazy. To be fair, I was acting pretty crazy. Well, for like the Matrix world, like I felt like I could hear spirits. I felt like I was just so done with perpetuating the ways of the system. Like I don't want to work for somebody who like the CEO of that company is actively destroying our planet, or like manipulating the public for money or power. I just like couldn't be a part of that. And I thought how wonderful it would be to have other people that are in the same space as me. Be like, you're not alone, dude. Like, you're not alone. There's a lot of us that are feeling the same way, but also a lot of us don't really have the same type of like social skill sets as mainstream society does. So this is a safe place. Ascend Pathway is a safe place for us to come together, share our stories, and it's pretty remarkable. We've got a great group of people, and we just want to do more. We all want to do more and make a bigger impact on the planet. Some of our visions I'm looking forward to putting up eco villages. I would like to build it in like a healing empire, and it's going well. We've got 50 healers so far, and they can all be found in our school community. Um,
And from all
yeah,
over the world, which is just so incredible as well. The way that we've been able to connect with one another from so many different places has also been so healing in itself as well. And how we found each other, and how, the viewers or listeners are going to find us. Because I believe that it's a time where we are aligning with one another. Our frequencies are connecting, and we're all coming together as a collective, which is so powerful.
yes, yes. We are all so powerful, and we just keep finding each other. And I don't think there's any coincidence, right? Like you find people that are meant to be in your life the moment you find them. And it's understanding synchronicities and how like the tapestry of existence all weaves together in just a most perfect way, almost like it was pre-designed for it all just to come together the way it is. And we're approaching the new golden age. Like the new earth is on the horizon. It's dawning right now. And we are the leaders of it. We're going to be the ones that take charge, that create a new paradigm of harmony, unity, bliss, um, for everybody.
Yeah, I think it is. It's the timeline that we're actually shifting ourselves to, and we're actually allowing to create that path for others to follow, kind of like the yellow brick road, right? It's almost like we have found Oz, and now we're actually going through that, like gaining courage, right? When you think of the characters, we've all been there, and now we have actually paved that way to actually give the breadcrumbs to say, because we do have to be invited, to bring our gifts to people. We can't just push ourselves on people. It is an invitation. And I truly believe that when people do say, hey, I am interested, those are the ones that actually don't have a foot on each side of the veil. They usually come into it, but that's okay. If you have a step, sometimes you have to take a couple steps forward to go backwards. I mean, I did it myself. I remember like 2018 when I asked a friend, like, I just cannot meditate. Like, I have everything on my list that I have to do today and what I did yesterday. And she's like, well, try to use a movement for meditation. And did I do it? No. Now, step forward to when my awakening started, to when things start knocking on my door. That's when I started to say, wow, like, I'm ready now. I wasn't probably ready back in 2018. I think we really have to understand that we do have things that we do have on this timeline that we have to complete till we actually bump ourselves up to that next timeline. And then once we're there, we don't go backwards. But it is a commitment. I do have to say, just the awakening in my home, I have a 21-year-old and an 18-year-old and a husband. And I have to say, my kids, because they are so open to their consciousness, and also they did not go to public school, which is I do truly believe that makes a huge difference. Their programming has been programmed around our belief system. And granted, they have taken in limited beliefs, right? Because they're 21 and 18. And when you look at both of our awakenings, my husband's awakening was through plant medicine. He couldn't either. He needed to go do a week down in Costa Rica to really be in that place, because looking at him doing something here where we are living, he just couldn't do it. He had to step away. So everyone's going to have a different journey on how they get introduced to it. So that's why I never want anyone to ever be afraid, because there are so many options and so much opportunity out there, because we all have a path. Like, I'm a soul contract practitioner. My thing is frequency, numbers, and vibration. Look at what Marlene's doing. She's opening herself and holding space and letting people come into a place to feel comfortable. So there's so many options. That's why I just don't want anyone to ever say, like, I just can't do that. I just have so many intrusive thoughts. But that is really the opening to that door, is really acknowledging those intrusive thoughts. That is really what's pushing you through. It's the blend of both worlds kind of coming together. And that's what that midlife crisis is, right? We hear it from our parents, like, oh my God, I've been in the shop for 30 years. It just doesn't seem like it fits me anymore, because we outgrow things, and we have to acknowledge that, we live to work, not work to live.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. We've had it backwards this whole time.
Yeah.
Like, we should be living, doing what we love to do.
Yeah.
Absolutely, but that's also where we thrive, is when you are enjoying what you do, it comes naturally. You're not going against the current, you're flowing. And when you're going against the current, there's something misaligned within. So then you have to re-look at, where your focus is, where your energy is going. And, Melissa is into numbers and her own, I guess, forte in her own awakening and how she has come to know it. And Alex is into hypnosis and his own elements that he has. And I'm into movement. So I move my body, and my soul speaks through movement. And that's how I am able to manipulate energy. It's how I bring in energy. I do somatic movements. I dance with fire. I am able to call in my spirit guides and my angels through movement. And I also practice light language. And there's so many different variables that each one of us focus on. And when you're in your awakening, don't feel so pressurized to know it all so quickly and to understand it, because everyone has their own pace. And don't feel rushed, because when you're also trying too hard or forcing it, you're pushing it away. You're not allowing it to come to you. So just being in that surrender and allowance will then bring in your gifts that you are here to embody. And each one of us have so many different gifts to give each other as a collective.
Yeah, we do. And in the frequencies of those gifts, we all have them, and we do have aspects that are really like our dominant gifts. And those gifts that we do have, like speaking the truth, a lot of us had that gift as a child, but we were suppressed because our parents didn't want to hear us speaking the truth. They felt like because they were suppressed, because a lot of times it is genetically, it is an epigenic, it is a generational karma that we can carry through our parents. So when they had their parents tell them not be able to speak out when they wanted to speak out, it gradually went down to the other, so when people start to come into that power, I do carry that gift myself of speaking the truth, coming into my real authentic self and really being at that etheric energy. And I always spoke the truth. When I found out that was one of my dominant gifts, I was able to really track myself back to like the age of 11 and see parents of my friends that were lying to their own children just to manipulate them. And I would say, wow, your mom, that is not true. And then I would get scolded from my mom saying, hey, you should not be telling so-and-so that their parents are lying to them. But, that's what I'm saying. When we are actually allowed, I thank God I had really wonderful parents that really allowed me to put my feelers out there. And they never told me to scold myself. But I always thought that I was starting to overpower myself speaking the truth. I could see where it was rubbing people the wrong way, but then I also understood that I am a trigger. I am here for people to mirror what is inside of them. And when I found out that was my gift, and I know that I don't have to misuse it, I always thought it was being used at a place of misusing. But now that I understand that it comes into a power that I can control because I can manage it and I understand it now, right? And some people have the gift of just expansion. They want to expand, they want to learn, and they want to teach it and share it with others. But sometimes they do it in a place where it's too much, and then they get burnt out and they start to, and it comes into an icky cycle for them where they're like, oh my God, it's just too much information. But if you know it and you can manage it, right? Or say even people that have so much pain, their heart is broken, and their pain is hurting other pain because hurt people. When they really understand it's their inner child just screaming to come out and be healed. Once they heal themselves, then they become that magnetic. They start attracting all these people like-minded to them. And they understand, wow, I'm so like gravitas. People are gravitating to me because they feel that vibration, that frequency that you did it. It's just an amazing, like we are in such a wonderful time. I have to say, it's just like we were born here to be those beacons, to come from a place of speaking higher, from our higher selves, from a higher perspective. And everyone will get there. It's like you said, Janae, it is taking time. I think when we want to just run out of the gate, you will get burnout because there's so much knowledge out there. You just have to really say, you put 5 minutes into it. It's no different than watching a TV series that has 13 episodes, right? If it just doesn't catch you the first episode, turn the channel, turn the frequency, you'll find it.
Nice.
Yeah. It's about everybody being so individual and unique and walking their path. And I think also not comparing one another. So I not to compare myself to you, because all of our gifts are so beautifully packaged in a unique way. It's for us to experience and to put together each little puzzle piece so that we can understand ourselves better, which just makes it so incredibly amazing to actually be alive at this time and do and be who we are.
Yes, I love that. Yes. So
Yeah.
that is going to be, we're going to wrap it up for our first podcast. Thank you for watching. If you would like to be a guest on our show, you totally can. Just join our Skool community. I'll put the link in the description below. We all have gifts, and if you're looking to discover yours, we can help you do that. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.